If we have seen The Last Stand, we know that Jean Grey is dead, but your character still makes appearances in this film, so what would you describe is the significance to her appearances in the film?
Well, Jean Grey comes back in dreamlike sequences in this film. So whether she's alive or dead is, is not really relevant anymore to, it's a different kind of universe, and it's imagined maybe in his head, or whatever it is, she's there to kind of guide him and find a way to help him make the right decisions in his life when he's, battling mortality, immortality issues, and, just showing a more vulnerable side to the Wolverine that we haven't really not seen up until this point.
I think she definitely still represents something so important to him, and he's struggling so much with his own inner conflict.
Yeah.
But I feel like the relationship that they had, he always loved her, even though he never really had her because she was with Cyclops, but he still really cared about her.
Yeah, I hope more than care. I think he really loved her.
Yeah.
Or loves her.
What does that even show about his character?
Conflict. We all have conflict, don't we? I mean,
Right.
it's never, we all want what we can't have and all of that kind of stuff. So, no, it's nice to be able to get, these two characters together that for 3 films prior to this, we've seen this, this chemistry, we've seen this potential there, but it wasn't able to happen. And so now there's a new possibility maybe out there, whether imagined or not, but it's there.
Were you excited to return to your character for this film?
Very.
Even though I feel like I want to find out some way that we can make her come back to life. Do you think that that's possible?
I mean,
Do you
anything is.
know?
I think
Do you
no.
know?
I know nothing, but anything is possible. I think,
Especially in a world like X-Men.
Yeah, well, I mean, look now. I died in X-Men 2. I came back in X-Men 3: The Last Stand, and I died in X-Men 3: The Last Stand, and now I came back in the Wolverine. So I hope, personally, I really hope that opens another universe up for me again to come back. It's been not only a really great character to play, but just something I'm proud of to be part of. A franchise that's been so successful, that's created so many really cool women parts in a way that you just don't see it very often in these types of films. It's not just somebody's girlfriend, they're really standalone, interesting women.
I definitely think that we should keep this going, and we should definitely have her in all of the rest of the films.
I know, I think we should do a little voting box.
One of the big themes in this film is the inner conflict that Logan, the Wolverine, is challenged with. And I was wondering, as an actor in this industry, have you ever had an experience maybe with a role that made you feel like you had your own inner struggles?
I have my own inner struggles every single day. I think we all do. I mean, and of course it's a very difficult, tough business. It's beautiful and it's amazing when it works, but it's very competitive. And so there have been many times when I've thought that I should stop working because, well, not that it felt like I didn't even have a choice to continue, and, wondering whether I made the right decision or not, and it's all about endurance. You just have to hang in there and you can't give up.
How do you manage? How do you pull through that? Was there something that you found?
Well, you have to have a good, solid background and support team, I think, in your life. I think it's much harder for people who don't have that. I've had a really beautiful family who's always stood behind me, and a boyfriend and all of that, which helps enormously. But, at the end of the day, you have to get yourself off that pavement when you fall down flat on your face and just say, I can do this and I'm going to do it again. And so it's been really quite an interesting ride for all those years that I've been in the business. I've now directed my own movie, which brought its own set of, troubles and insecurities and difficulties where many times I had to pull myself off the ground. But, I endured and I made it happen. So it's been really quite an amazing journey.
You're doing well thus far then. What was the movie that you directed?
It's called Bring Up Bobby with Mila Jovovich. And it came out last year and it's now on Netflix and iTunes. And,
oh, good. I'll check it out on Netflix.
Made in Hollywood.